I bought the cheapest Hobbywing brushless censored ESC you could get, along with the cheapest 10.5 turn adjustable timing motor on Amazon. And we're going to be putting those into my Sakura drift car in order to see, compared to the standard higher end stuff that I run, can you really tell a difference with this super budget setup? Welcome everyone, my name is Troy, this is Roadside RC. On the channel you'll tend to find me doing bashing and crawling, plus drifting and racing, plus product review videos and how-tos. And one of the things that I've really been passionate about is trying to find the most budget-oriented way to get people into rear-wheel drive RC drifting. It is very, very easy to spend a lot of money getting into there. A lot of people don't want to, and it's a big barrier to entry. In order to help with that today, I have the Hobbywing 10BL60. This is a brushless censored ESC that you can get. It is basically the cheapest one that you can get from Hobbywing. I also got the Surpass Hobby Rocket. This is V3 10.5 turn brushless censored motor with adjustable end bell timing. You can get a couple motors out there that are slightly cheaper, but they don't have the adjustable end bell on them. We're going to be putting both of these into my drift car and testing them and seeing, are you really giving up a lot of performance compared to the other things, or is this really a good super budget setup in order to get started drifting? Now, just how much of a budget deal are we talking about here? So I am currently running Hobbywing XR10 ESC plus ReveD motor. Both of those two together are about a $250 motor plus ESC combo. Before that, I actually had the XR10 ESC plus the Hobbywing Bandit. Together, that's about $200. But I've even done a video with the 10BL120 plus that Bandit motor. So that combination together now is about $150-ish. What we're getting here today is under $100. Current price for both of these items is literally $90 on Amazon. And so we're talking easily under half price compared to what is in my car right now. So let's give it a test. We're going to get out first and drive my standard setup here in the garage to get a feel for power, smoothness, that type of thing. As expected, that very nice Hobbywing, this is the XR10 plus the ReveD motor, super smooth, very easy to control, great throttle modulation, all that kind of thing. Plus, when I want it, power on demand. One thing you'll notice, turbo plus boost, if you were listening closely there, like have the ability for sure to turn on the turbo and boost with it, which I'm not going to on the 10BL160. And really where you'd want that turbo and boost is end of long straightaways, big kickers, that kind of thing, where you really need a lot of wheel spin. So that will be one downside with the 10BL60, but we're going to see how close is it otherwise. Here are two motors side by side, RWD Absolute 1 10.5 turn. This is the Surpass Hobby Rocket V3. This is part of the reason why it's so cheap. I think they're all the way up to like a V5 and a V5R at this point. So this motor is a number of generations old. But the truth is, I mean, when you look at it, it's a good looking motor. You know, they have done a good job at least making it look professional grade. You know, there's nothing from the outside of this motor that I see or that I can see from looking inside of it that looks, you know, misassembled or an issue or anything along those lines. All right, this first test drive is going to be with the car. Everything is set up directly as it comes out of the box. I haven't touched anything on the motor. I haven't touched anything when it comes to the ESC settings. It is plugged in. I did throttle calibration. That is it, just to make sure all the wheels moved in the right direction. And we're going to give it a shot. So explain to me again why we spend all of this money on these very, very fancy drift electronics. It's servo and gyro, I get it. Servo gyro controller. You've got to spend good money. Those are really useful. But here we've gone and literally got a 60 amp, as cheap, as simple of an ESC as you can get, and literally like I said, the cheapest 10.5 turn censored adjustable timing motor that was on Amazon. And it works beautifully. Now, are there gaps? Yes. I could tell that there was not as much total wheel speed and not quite as much total power as I had with my Hobbywing and ReveD setup. 100%, no questions asked. There is less power, and I could see in maybe a larger track, higher traction surface, like a carpet surface, larger track, maybe you start to feel a little bit of difference. In a space as big as a 2-car garage, laying out a track on a slick concrete floor, I don't know, man. Now, this system does allow you some programmable options. It is fairly limited here, and you do need the Hobbywing program card. It does not come with it, but you might have one laying around, or maybe a buddy has one laying around. As I look at the different things that are on here, the only things I think I might change is the start mode, the punch. It's currently at level 7 out of 9. I'm going to bring that down to probably like a level 4. The other thing is timing is at 0 degrees. I'm going to bump that up to, there's a 15 degree option here. I'm going to bump it up to that, or actually there's a 18 and 3/4 degree, option 6. I think I'm going to bump both of those two things and give this another test. All right, simple changes to the ESC have been made. Let's see how this thing does.